Hello and welcome to lesson 0.5. We're going to be talking about the characteristics of life today. Well, if I can get it to move, there we go. So our objectives for this lesson today are to identify the 7 characteristics of life, to define biotic and abiotic, and to determine if an object is biotic or abiotic. All right, so we're going to talk the characteristics of life. And by that we mean what makes something living. Okay, so I want you to take a minute and think about what makes something living. See if you can come up with a few ideas before moving on. And I'm actually just going to sit here and let you think. All right. Let's think about bacteria and virus, okay? What is it that makes a bacteria living and a virus non-living? They're both microscopic. They're both things that can make you sick. They're both things that get in our bodies. They travel different ways. So they're very similar in a lot of ways. But viruses are considered or classified as non-living. All right, the reason is because viruses are unable to reproduce on their own and must find a host cell and use that cell to make more viruses. Okay, so viruses can't reproduce on their own. They need something else. And that one thing disqualifies them as being living. I will tell you there are groups of scientists, I guess, out there that are pushing to have that changed. They do want viruses classified as living things. So we'll see how that goes. All right. So again, we're going back to the question, what makes something living? Okay. How do we know if something's living? What are the requirements in order for something to be classified as living? Well, there are 7 criteria that must be met for something to be considered living. What do you think those might be? Okay. You thought about them earlier. Think about them again real quick. All right. So we're going to start off with organization. Now, when you're writing your notes for this, do not feel like you have to write every single word, okay? Summarize it. If you know what organization means when we talk about characteristic of life, then you don't have to define it, okay? This is to help you. So, like I said, don't feel like you have to write every word. Okay, organization means it contains specialized coordinated parts that are made up of one unicellular or more multicellular cells. So it's essentially saying that it's organized into cells, okay? It's organized into units. So again, unicellular, uni means one, okay? Multicellular, multi means multiple, many. All right, number 2, metabolism. So a large number of connected chemical reactions that allow an organism to do work, grow, reproduce, and maintain life. So metabolism is the chemical reactions that allow us to live, essentially. Homeostasis. Homeostasis, sorry, I cannot talk today. And you would get this if we were in class too, so. Homeostasis is the regulation of internal environment needed to maintain cell function. So think of it as balance. Okay, homeostasis is all about balance. Things we need to maintain homeostasis with are our hydration, our temperature. I'm trying to think what else. Our sodium intake, all kinds of things we need to balance. Okay, so we work properly. Oh, okay. All right. Then we have growth. Okay, let me move this. Let's see. Let's go down here. That's pretty self-explanatory. The only thing to understand is that when we talk about growth, it can mean either an individual cell gets bigger or the organism actually increases in the number of cells to grow bigger. Okay. Reproduction. We're creating new organisms. This can be either sexually or asexually. Okay. Response, meaning it responds to stimuli. If you touch a hot stove, you are going to pull back because it burned you. That's response to stimuli, okay? plants will oftentimes turn, or houseplants specifically, will turn more towards where the sun is coming from. They're responding to that sunlight coming in, okay? And last but not least, that's numbered incorrectly, evolution. That is when the genetic material of an organism undergoes change over time, and then those changes become heritable, meaning they get passed along from one generation to the next. So essentially, evolution is the change in a species over time. Okay. Oh, I didn't even do that. Good job. All right. It is important to note that an object must meet all criteria in order to classify as living. Okay. Some objects may meet 2 or 3 criteria, but don't meet them all, so we still consider them non-living. Our example for this is fire. Okay. Fire grows, fire responds to stimuli, right? If there's wind that blows through, it's going to get bigger, it's going to kind of move around. It reproduces. If you've ever seen a forest fire, little sparks can blow off and create new fires off in the distance. However, it does not maintain homeostasis. Okay, it does not have a metabolism, and it does not contain DNA. All right, so there are a lot of things that sound like it could be living. It grows, it reproduces, it responds to stimuli, but it doesn't meet everything. All right, we're going to talk about biotic and abiotic. I know you guys have heard these terms before and you probably know them. Okay, when we think biotic, bio means life. Okay, abiotic, prefix a means not, so not life. Okay, there is one thing we're going to add to your typical definition of biotic. Typically, we think biotic is just anything living. Well, we are updating that definition now that we're in high school to say it includes anything that is currently living, was previously living, or is derived, meaning it comes from something living. Okay, so plant, human, dog, those are the obvious ones. But let's see, paper would be considered biotic because paper used to be a tree. Okay, let's see, a wooden 2x4 would be biotic because it used to be a tree. I'm trying to think of something that's not a tree. Let's see. Anything that's dead, okay? Dead animals, bones, shells, seashells, okay? Those are derived from something living. That organism had to make that shell. It didn't just magically appear, okay? So that is biotic. Abiotic, pretty much you're going to keep with that definition. It's non-living things. We just need to make sure we think about it. Has it ever been alive? Like, did this come from something living? Okay, so a couple easy examples would be like sunlight and temperature. Okay, so in summary, scientific method. This is the wrong summary, guys. I have messed up. Okay, so in summary, let me just go back. All right, in summary, there are 7 characteristics of life. Okay, something has to have all 7 of those characteristics to be considered living. Then biotic, we're adding into our definition that it includes anything that has ever been alive or came from something alive. Okay, that's it. Make sure you go in to lesson 5 and work on your lesson 0.5, biotic, abiotic card sorting. That is going to go into your notes. Okay, you're not going to have something to submit. It's going in your notebook. All right, I will go ahead and let you guys go, and I'll see you later.